I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.
Brian Giles with Brian Giles MTG. And hoo-ha, we are here with spoilers for the new Universes Beyond crossover for Magic the Gathering and Avatar: The Last Airbender. Now, starting off, we show the basic lands. Forest, mountain, swamp, highland, and plains. Okay. Now, this is Avatar Aang, which flips over into Aang, Master of the Elements. This is the showcase card for the set, and it's going to be in a raised foil format, found exclusively in collector boosters. There will be different versions of this card in the play boosters and whatnot, but the raised foil will only be found in the collector boosters. So Avatar Aang starts off as red, green, white, blue, the four elements, as a 4/4 legendary human avatar ally. Allies are going to be a big thing. They started off in the original Zendikar block. So if you want to go hunting for cards of allies, there's where you start at. Yes, flying and firebending too. Now, I will explain what firebending is here to basically break up things as we come across. When this creature attacks, if a creature that has firebending attacks, it produces, when it attacks, it produces red mana in the number of which the firebending number is. So when Avatar Aang attacks, he produces 2 red mana while he's attacking. That can be used during the attack phase. It says whenever you waterbend, earthbend, firebend, or airbend, draw a card. And if you've done all 4 this turn, transform Avatar Aang. Now we will get to waterbending, earthbending, and airbending as we get to them. But when you flip Aang, he becomes Avatar Aang, Master of the Elements. He's now a 6/6 legendary avatar ally with flying. And spells you cast cost Woober, which is white, blue, black, red, green, less to cast. At the beginning of each upkeep, you may transform Aang, Master of Elements. If you do, you gain 4 life, draw 4 cards, put 4 +1/+1 counters on him, and he does 4 damage to each opponent. So Aang is really powerful, and if you can pull off the whole Aang thing, sure, he's going to be, useful in that way. Okay, next up we have Aang's Iceberg. I'm going to kick this back down to 110, maybe even 100, so it's easier to... So it's a white and 2 for an enchantment with flash. When it enters, exiles 1 target non-land permanent until this enchantment leaves the battlefield. Now it has Waterbend 3. Here's where Waterbending comes in. Sacrifice this enchantment. If you do, scry 2. While paying a Waterbend cost, you can tap your artifacts and creatures. Each pays for one generic. So you can use artifacts and creatures to pay your waterbend cost to whatever your waterbend ability is. Somehow I didn't jump back down to the bottom like it was. So I have to scroll down. Next up we have Lesson. Aang's Journey. Now lessons are another big thing. They were first introduced in the Strixhaven block, which we will find more lessons. So Aang's Journey is a lesson for 2 generic mana with a kicker cost of 2, which means you can pay an extra 2 in addition to this spell. Search your library for a basic land card. If it was kicked, instead search your library for a basic land card and a shrine card. Reveal those cards, put them into your hand, shuffle, gain 2 life. Now, so if you pay the 4, you get to look for a shrine as well. Shrines are a big thing. They were first introduced in the original Kamigawa block, and with Neon Dynasty, there's more shrines. So there's a ton of shrines. There's also a bunch of shrines introduced in Core Set 21. So the whole shrine thing is going to be a big thing as well. Next up, we have Fire Lord Zuko. Now, this is the actualized version of Zuko, the version of Zuko that he is at the end of the Avatar: The Last Airbender series. So it's a red, a white, and a black for a 2/4 legendary human noble ally. He has Firebending X, where X is Fire Lord Zuko's power. So if you boost his power up, he gets to firebend more. Whenever you cast a spell from exile, whenever a permanent you control enters from exile, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. It also comes in this textless neon ink pose version, which this is a secondary chase. You're going to have the neon ink ones. They're going to be very hard to find. And again, only found in collector boosters. Next up we have Katara, Water Tribe's Hope. Again, some of the characters they'll start off as one and they'll be finally actualized. So some of the main characters will have 2 or 3 different versions of them. So 2 generic, a white, and 2 blue, you get a 3/3 legendary human warrior ally. When she enters, you can create a 1/1 white ally creature token. And you waterbend for X. Creatures you control have base power and toughness XX until end of turn. X can't be 0, so you can tap artifacts and creatures to give them bonus to their base power and toughness. We have Toph, first metal bender. Now, Toph is blind. She cannot see. But she, through her earth bending, she can see, basically sense her surroundings through the earth. And she creates her own style of earth bending called metal bending. So for a generic, a red, green, and white, you get a 3/3 legendary human warrior ally. Non-token artifacts you control are lands in addition to their other types. So in a land-based deck, she could be an interesting addition. At the beginning of your end step, Earthbend 2. Now, Earthbending is kind of interesting because it takes a land, makes it a 0/0 creature on it, and then it adds counters to it according to the Earthbend number. And what's really neat is that when the land as a creature dies, it reverts back to a land onto the battlefield tapped. So you don't waste your lands. So she pairs very well with, in any kind of land, based strategies. We have Sokka, Bold Boomeranger. He's a blue and a red for a 1/1 human warrior ally. When he enters, you can discard up to 2 cards, then draw that many cards. If you cast an artifact or a lesson spell, put a +1/+1 counter on Sokka. See, Sokka, while not having a lot of bending prowess, has a very intelligent mind and is a master strategist. It just says, I'm a guy with a boomerang, but a guy with a boomerang knows how to throw it and make it come back to him. So that's why, the artifacts and the lessons. He's good with equipment, and he's good with learning stuff. Next up, we have Momo, Friendly Flyer, a companion of Avatar Aang, who's very mischievous. And you're always wondering, because he always goes off somewhere. It's like, where's Momo? So he's 1 white mana for a 1/1 Lemur Bat ally. He has flying, and the first non-Lemur creature spell with flying you cast during each of your turns costs 1 generic less to cast. Whenever another creature you control with flying enters, Momo gets +1/+1 till end of turn. He will also come in these field notes frames. We have a lesson, Sokka's Haiku. Now, it seems pretty beefy at 2 blue and 3 for an instant lesson, but you counter target spell, draw a card, mill 3 cards, untap target land. It's supposed to be a haiku, but it's like, it does a lot. Next up we have Faded Firepower. 3 red and X for an enchantment with flash. This enchantment enters with X fire counters on it. The source you control would deal damage to an opponent or a permanent opponent controls, deals that much damage plus an amount of damage equal to the number of fire counters on this enchantment instead. So it's just gonna, an extra little thing to do, a little bit of extra damage. Now, here's the fun part. You can use this in conjunction with, because it has flash, you can use it in conjunction with Airbending. Okay, next up is Redirect Lightning. Red mana for instant lesson. You can additional cost to cast this spell, pay 5 life or pay 2 generic. Change target spell or ability with a single target. So it's basically a redirect. Next up we have Rise of Sozin, a saga. And this is a flippable saga, which is, we have regular sagas and flippable sagas. So 2 black and 4 for Enchantment Saga. Chapter 1, destroy all creatures. Chapter 2, choose a card name. Search target opponent's graveyard, hand, and library for up to 4 cards with that name and exile them. Then that player shuffles. Exile this saga and return to the battlefield transformed under your control. It turns into Firelord Sozin, who has Menace and Firebending 3. He's a 5/5 legendary human noble. When he deals combat damage to a player, you can pay X generic. If you do, put any number of target creature cards, the total amount of value X or less from that player's graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. So he's, if he gets on the board and does his thing, it's gonna be a problem. We have Avatar Enthusiasts, a white and 2 for a 2/2 human peasant ally. Whenever another ally you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. That's all the people cheering for the Avatar. Next up we have Aang Airbending Master. Now as you can see, it has a different symbol. This is from the welcome decks. They will have Aang's glider, if it's from one of the welcome decks. So he's a white and 4 for a 4/4 legendary human avatar ally. When he enters, airbend another target creature. Airbending is you exile it, and when it's exiled, its owners may cast it for 2 generic rather than its mana cost. Whenever one or more creatures you control leave the battlefield without dying, you get an experience counter. At the beginning of your upkeep, create a +1/+1 white creature token for each experience counter you have. So when you blink things, and do that type of thing, that it gives an experience counters, and he gets more and more allies for doing that. Next up is Katara, the Waterbending Master. A blue and 1 for a 1/3 legendary human warrior ally. If you cast a spell during an opponent's turn, you get an experience counter. Whenever Katara attacks, you may draw a card for each experience counter you have. If you do, discard a card. Okay, card draw, experience counters, hoo-ah. The Cabbage Merchant. Now, throughout the series, this guy is like, he's everywhere. He's trying to sell his cabbages. But the main characters always seem to ruin his cabbage stand, or something happens where what they're doing ruins his cabbages get stolen or ruined or some such thing. So he's always saying, "My cabbages!" So a green and 2 for a 2/2 legendary human citizen. Whenever an opponent casts a non-creature spell, create a food token. Whenever a creature deals combat damage to you, sacrifice a food token. You can tap 2 untapped foods you control to add 1 mana of any color. So he's a mana rock. He gives you food. It's actually not bad. But we're at 22 minutes, and we've got to say, we'll see you on the next video.